What's up everyone, my name's Beetle and today I'll be showing you how to use default arguments for your functions in Python. So the first thing we're going to need is we're going to need to create a function. So we'll start with def and we'll just add two numbers together for this function. And we'll take the arguments of a and b and then we will print out what a plus b equals. Now, before I go on, a couple places where you would use these default arguments is if you have something like a GUI and you have a window, so you need the width, the height, and you want to know if it's going to be a full screen application or not. Now, instead of the user having to put in, say, the width is 400, the height is 600, and it's not set to full screen, you can have it so that it has some default values. So by default, it'll be a 400 by 400 window, and it will not be full screen. So the way you do that is you just go ahead and actually set these variables equal to whatever you want them to be in the top here. So we'll go ahead and set a equal to 10 and b equal to 5. And when we run this program, we just have to call our function here. It will go ahead and just spit out 15. Now that we've run that, let's go ahead and see what it does when we don't have these default functions, when they're just standalone. We're just asking for a and b. We're not assigning a and b. It should come up and tell us that it expects 2 arguments and 0 were given. Now, we can go ahead and just give it 1 argument, and it will give us a similar error message just saying that it wants 2 arguments and we gave it 1. So to set this, we'll go ahead and just say a equals 1 and we'll have b equal 11. Now when we run this with the input of 7, what we're actually going to get out is the number 18, and I'll explain why here in just a second. As you can see, 18. What this is doing is whenever we call a function, it takes the first argument and it puts it in the first slot for the variable. So here 7 is a is 7, 7 is a, etc. Now we also have our b variable here, which is staying at default because as far as it's concerned, we have already defined that as b equaling 11. So there's no need to redefine it. But we could, if we chose to, overwrite it and say put an 8 there. Now it will be 8 plus 7. And I'll show you that run here. And we get 15 just as we should. And that's how you use default values for your functions. Again, you can do this with a single value if you want. So you could have a has to be an input and b equals 11. And then we could say we have just 8, so it should be 8 plus 11. So we should get 19 here, and we do. So these can be extremely useful along with other types. When you get down to lower level languages, you can do function overloads and use these to create libraries so that your users don't have to have the exact number of arguments. If there's information they simply don't need to add, you can have a default value to make it easier for the user to use your library. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.